Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The return of Ronald Crump. I know you've missed me, but I have returned. Yes, Ronald Crump, the biggest name in news, the biggest name in television, has returned. For one night, the Crumpster has returned. Ronald Crump. Breaking news. Breaking news. It's what I do. It's what I do. So, today's top stories. Share the scope. We're going to start in a moment. I know nobody's up. It's like, what? Oh, it's only 11 o'clock, for Christ's sakes. People should be up. People should be up. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway. Chick-fil-A said today that all white people should be shining the shoes of black people. Oh, what? Yeah, they said it. And I'll tell you why they said it. Because they sell a lot of chicken. It's all about the chicken. It's all about the chicken sales. Boys and girls, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what's up with chicken. You know who loves chicken. They buy them by the buckets full. That's why chicken's so popular here in the United States. It's all about sales. They don't want to get boycotted. They're afraid. They're afraid their chicken sales will go down. So they bent the knee so they wouldn't lose any chicken sales. Can't you see chicken matters to a CEO who is a rich, greedy bastard? So he will pander to the crowd as long as they buy his chicken. His chicken. Hello. Go and buy their chicken. With that good Chick-fil-A sauce. Oh, that chicken. That chicken. So I was thinking today. And I was like, slavery is not really the white people's fault. It's actually the top 1%. The corporations are the ones that owe the reparations for slavery. Because if you think about it, if you go back in the lineage of the top 1%, they're the ones who own the slaves. So why are they yelling at us about it when they're the culprits? All these CEOs and all these rich people, they're the ones who own the slaves. So why aren't they paying? Why are we having to deal with all this shit? It's their fault. It's their fault. It's not our fault. But yet they're trying to tell us what to do, how to think, how to act. It's ridiculous. And what about this war on the American police officer that's going on? It's utterly ridiculous. I mean, Jesus, these poor cops, they're under siege. Everywhere they go, they got these assholes giving them shit. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what is happening in this country. Never seen anything like it. Luckily, we've got Trump. Luckily, we have Trump. And that will hopefully be the deciding factor between reality and unreality. Although a lot of people are starting to lose faith, I do see that. I'm watching scopes more and more where people are giving up. They're just saying, we can't win. Today, what was it? The Huffington Post. Everybody knows Huffington, right? They had a poll. Of course, it's Huffington Post, mind you. Joe Biden is winning by 97.9% with Donald Trump at 2%. In a Huffington Post poll, ladies and gentlemen. We all know Huffington Post polls. There's only lesbians that take the polls. So, of course, There's a couple lesbians that like Donald Trump. That's cool, right? But I was like, wow. So there's John Bolton issue. I admit I feel crushed about DACA. I told everybody that DACA would be flatlined. It shouldn't. Anybody who follows me, it shouldn't be a secret about everything that's happening. You know, I said a long time ago DACA was going to get flatlined. The problem with the GOP, they had a deal, and they caved on the deal. They should have taken what they could get at the time they could take it. Instead, they kept it going. The GOP was done with DACA. I mean, it wasn't a perfect solution, but it was a halfway decent solution. And now DACA has the perfect solution because they have the Supreme Court on their side. Game's over with DACA, kids. Let it go. You know, it's like the 60 gazillion sealed indictments, right? Come on. You know, I'm going to break it down again for people. John Roberts is a banana republic judge. Well, I think, you know, look, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not losing any sleep over it. It's not going to change my life. It shouldn't change your life either. Anybody that's over 40 shouldn't even fucking care anymore. God knows I don't. I quit caring, I don't know, about 6 months ago. I just go with it. I watch the news and roll my eyes like you should too. It is the way it is, my fellow Americans. You can't change what goes on in politics anymore. We've tried and we've tried and we've tried again. It just doesn't work. And look what John Bolton's doing. I mean, guy after guy. You know, I watch these pundit periscopers and these pundits on YouTube talk about how Donald Trump is a complete genius. Donald Trump is a complete genius. Donald Trump is a complete genius. Guys, I got some bad news tonight. Donald Trump is not a complete genius. He's not everything everybody thought he was. Donald Trump is in the lair of the worst place possible, and he's having trouble. He's not winning. He's not striding over leaps and bounds. And some people can't handle that, and I get that you can't see Donald Trump as failing a little bit. But through the Republican Party that is there right now, he's going to fail a lot. I'm sure Hannity did recommend John Bolton. I mean, you know, you talk about Trump draining the swamp. I hear this all the time. Trump's going to drain the swamp. He's going to drain this. Dude, he's got like tons of swamp people in his cabinet. I don't know what swamp he's trying to drain lately, but it looks like the boat has a hole in it, and it's quickly sinking. It's looking pretty scary. And for people thinking Trump's going to walk through this next election unscathed, I don't think you're really reading between the lines. You're in fantasy scopes. It's going to be a fight for Trump. I don't even know if he can win yet. I'm going to be honest with you. This is the first time I've ever seen the Republicans taking an ass kicking the way they have. But let's talk about why Republicans are taking an ass kicking as of late. And people don't want to hear this either, and I get it. You know, this isn't your I'm going to fucking pat you on your ass kind of periscope. So I hope you didn't come in here looking for that, because it's never going to happen. But let's talk about the Republicans of 2020. They're weak. They're pathetic. They cower. They cave. They kneel. They give in. They let everything slide. They don't believe in law and order. They don't believe in the structure of government that we used to believe in. The only thing they believe is caving into people's demands. And that's where the Republican Party has gone wrong. Ever since this has started back in 2017 and 2018 with the QAnon lug nuts and the rest of them, who believe that your government is going to solve all your problems and that everything bad about America is going to go away overnight, has made the Republican Party the weakest I've ever seen it in my entire life. No fight, no might, no strength, no muster, no fuss. That's just what it is right now. And it's sad to see. And, it's like, and when you challenge other Republicans, or if you're online and you say, what's going on with the Conservative Party? Why is it so fucked up right now? What is going on with the Republican Party? Here's a story today that I read, and I laughed my ass off. And if you don't believe me after the show, you go look it up. A guy named Straka, the Walk Away movement, he gets on a plane and doesn't wear a mask. He's like, I don't need a mask. I'm a tough guy. I'm taking off my mask. I'm a tough guy. My name is Brandon Straka, and I'm a fucking tough guy, and I don't need any mask. And he gets kicked off the airline flight, and they ban him for life, and, good for him. He was, trying to be, edgy. And then immediately you go to his website, and he's selling fucking face masks on his website. These are the little assholes in the Republican Party that are doing more damage than good in the Republican Party, because they're trying to get these gotcha moments. They're trying to get these, oh, look at me, I'm so bold moments, and they're failing miserably. They're actually making the Republican Party look weaker than it's ever looked before, because we don't have a message. We cave to the left, and then we promote the left's message. And that's what's gone on with the Republican Party. I don't call it all lives matter. I call it don't matter. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. It don't matter. I don't get into any of that. All lives matter. No. It don't matter. It is what it should be. It don't matter. Yeah, book deals. You've got people like, these Q platformers. It's sealed indictments. The cabal's going down. And then you've got other guys out there. I know secrets from the DOJ. I have a guy on the inside. They're telling me everything that's going on. These Democrats are going down any day. No, they're not. Stop it. Stop it. You're weak. Whatever happened to talking about fundamental politics? Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to call changing laws? Balanced budgets? Remember those days? Remember those days? Remember when you used to stick up for police officers and promote them and help them? Remember those days? Remember the days you would hold elected officials accountable for their actions? I remember those days. It doesn't matter anymore, because it doesn't happen. That's the problem with the Republican Party. It's become a fucking circus. The left is a circus and the right is a circus. And you watch every day. We're not winning. It just isn't happening. Trump is starting to flip the switch, though. Trump has got to dump the Republican Party. I hate to say it. Trump should become an independent voice and dump them, because they're irrelevant. They're not hip anymore. They're nothing. The Republican Party is a joke as it stands. I've known this for a while. I don't really even follow many Republicans anymore, because most of them are virtue signaling morons. And they have derailed this party straight off the tracks. And until we get them out, it's not going to change. Because they don't understand the conservative message anymore. And they bend their will to the Democratic Party. And they've been doing it for a long time. You watch every day as one or two do it, and they cave and they cave. Even corporations are becoming really leftist machines. And really, let's talk about the leftist machine as it is. Right now you have the news industry conspiring with the social media industry, who's conspiring with the corporate industry to build a leftist utopia where the public will never question the Democratic Party once they get back into power. See, people don't understand really what's going on. This is all about never questioning the Democrats again. It's being built right before you. And nobody's even challenging what is happening. There's a massive conspiracy happening between social media, news media, and corporate America. And it is to control you. It's to make you a drone. There's a reason why they wanted you to go spend your $1,200 at Walmart and Amazon. You're going to become a consuming drone that does not question your government. You just get your goods every week and go about your business. That's what they're trying to do. Let's talk about the protests. It's every American's right to protest. I don't go against protesting. That's your right. You can do what you want. Protesting is protesting. But here's the twist on the protesting end of things, okay? So everybody's protesting, right? They're all gathering, thousands of people. Let's not lie, it's a pretty big protesting that's going on. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people are taken to the streets, gathering, not wearing masks, not caring, screaming and yelling and hooting and hollering. And then today, a movie theater company said, hey, we're going to open up. And all of a sudden, the Democrats were all like, how dare you open? How dare you? We need to have strong rules before you open up, before you let these people consume actual entertainment and things that keep them busy. You must have these strong rules. No, I'll tell you what they're doing. They're trying to keep people who are passive, people who are not aggressive, and people who are not politically active. They're trying to keep you locked and muzzled inside your homes so that you don't see what is happening around you in this country. They don't, because the news is feeding you, right? The news media industry is feeding you in your homes any information that you're getting. Think about this. If you actually woke up and talked to other people and socially interacted and actually talked to people who may have a different opinion on everything that is happening in this country. This is what they don't want you to do. They want you to be force-fed this and that and another thing. They're hyping up crimes. They're hyping up, things that really don't matter. It's not only the news channel, it's the social media companies. In some way, you are consuming what they're putting out. See, that is the thing. It's not just the news. People always go, oh, the news, turning on. No. Everything is being done through Facebook and Twitter as well. You're being drenched in it, and you don't even realize it. They have arms. It's like tentacles. And it's a giant psyop being done in America right now. It's the biggest psyop that I've ever seen. We're talking collaboration between social media, news media, and corporate America. It's the biggest conspiracy ever to be seen. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm talking about a conspiracy between different entities to cause havoc in this country so that they can have a political outcome that they want. It's a conspiracy in the sense of criminal activity. And I'm sure if the federal government ever wised up, if they even cared, and did a probe into all of these different companies, they would find that they cross-platform with each other and conspire to cause havoc in this country. All they have to do is launch a huge investigation. But would the government be willing to take on corporate America where it's actually starting? I don't know. I can't leave Twitter because Twitter is where the center of this whole thing lies. If you leave Twitter right now, you're giving them what they want, and you're giving them the echo chamber that they need. That's why we can't leave Twitter. Twitter is like the think tank for the conspiracy that is going on in this country. It's where it starts and it's where it ends. People don't get it. There's a reason why people like Dorsey and other guys are up to no good. If you look on Twitter right now and you look at, I miss you too, buddy. If you look at Twitter right now and you look at the news media and the social media and the corporations, they are interacting. They echo each other. Trends. Here's a good example. I want to talk about Netflix for a minute. So Netflix is a company where they stream movies, and you watch different shows and things like that. But what was funny is that Jack Dorsey has heavy connections into Netflix. We'll talk about them tonight. So Jack Dorsey has heavy connections in Netflix with the CEO and other board members. So all of a sudden on Twitter, Yan, who is Uranon News, his name is Yan, and the other guy, Uranon Central, who is based out of Pakistan. A lot of people don't know that, but I do. Now you know. So these two become visibly active on Twitter, and they start overhyping the protests that are going on. They start overhyping Black Lives Matter and the protests and da da da. But Netflix is involved in this conspiracy, and this is what I talk about with corporate America. And once you start putting these things together, you're going to realize really what is happening. So Netflix puts out Waco. Now, Waco was a thing that happened there in Texas where the FBI raided the Davidian compound, and they tried to paint Waco as a right-wing separatist movement, and you can see it through the documentary, what kind of story that they were trying to tell. So they're trying to make Waco out to be this right wing, conservative kooky movement, da 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 da, kind of like QAnon, right? So they're trying to paint Waco as like this QAnon cultish movement, right? So the Waco show comes in. 2 weeks later, they release V for Vendetta. They bought the rights to V for Vendetta, which everybody knows V for Vendetta is like a popular movie among hacktivists and other people. So what we see on Netflix is they're trying to release these two things at the same time to kind of give it that correlation. And so what V for Vendetta does on Netflix is it hypes up all of these leftist liberals that are young, hypes them up, gets them going. Ooh, I've got to protest. Ooh, I've got to protest. There's a reason why Netflix did that, and a lot of people didn't catch it. Some did. I did notice it, but not many caught that part of it. And then today you see Chick-fil-A with their bullshit. See, corporate America is very scared right now. And I'll tell you why corporate America is scared. Because they're the real enemy of the people. If people finally wake up and realize that corporate America is the dirtiest place. I mean, if you think politics is bad, corporate America is 10 times more dirty. How many people has corporate America killed? How many people has corporate America destroyed? You've got to understand, corporate America were the reasons why slavery began in the first place. If you go back and trace the roots of some of these corporations, they have strong roots that are embedded in the slave trade. Yet they never were held accountable. They never were made to pay reparations to African Americans, when they should have way back when. I mean, if you go back in time and you go back to the early 1900s, these corporations should have been paying these people the money that they owed them for the slave labor that they acquired. But there's a reason why these corporations like Netflix and other corporations are doing this, because they don't want the light on them. Because then everybody will turn on them and say, hey, wait a minute, you're the fucking problem. You are the one who started this mess. You were the one that created this mess. You owe these people. Same people involved in Occupy. Well, Occupy Wall Street is a very complex situation. I was around during Occupy Wall Street, and do you guys know Tim? You guys know Tim Pool? Tim Pool was involved in Occupy Wall Street. Cassie, Cassie was involved in Occupy Wall Street. Weave was involved in Occupy Wall Street. There's a lot of people that were involved, who are involved in Republican politics, Yeah, they were involved heavy in Occupy Wall Street. I've been around a long time. I've been around for every movement, whether it be Arab Spring, Occupy Wall Street, Black Lives Matter. I mean, I've been online for it all. Yeah, I'm what you can call a digital observer, and I've been around a long time, and that's why these movements kind of shock me that people don't realize that all these movements stem from past movements. It's really weird. It's a really weird thing. And if these people tell you that they weren't involved in Occupy Wall Street, I can pull up video of them involved in Occupy Wall Street. Matter of fact, Tim Pool was around during Occupy Wall Street and the takedown of a couple people that I knew from the original Anonymous. See, this is the thing. Anonymous is not anonymous. People don't realize that. Anonymous hasn't been anonymous in over 10 years. They took out Jeremy. Jeremy was taken out, and others who were American hacktivists who were around online for a very long time, and the government locked up a bunch of people. And then Twitter gave accounts out. Twitter gave accounts out to foreign entities that became anonymous. Anonymous is not what you think it is. Anonymous is a social engineering think tank that has no ability to hack. They have no ability to get into anyone's computer. They have no ability to purge any network. They are all full of shit. And it's a psyop that is delivered through Twitter headquarters, and those Anon accounts are run from the Twitter headquarters. They're owned by Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey owns both of those accounts, and they're run from within Twitter. Don't let these guys fool you. They have no power. They've never had any power. The only thing they can hype is the mask that they wear. That's why I still wear my mask online. They have no power. They've got none. They can't do anything. I make fun of them on a weekly basis. They've never been able to take me down. They stated long ago when I started questioning them about the Arab Spring. And I said, who are you people? I've never met you guys in my life. And they couldn't take me down. Until I started getting into the Donald Trump campaign in 2016. That was the only time I'd ever been banned. And let me tell you, I had a lot of antics on Twitter before that. I was involved in many, many things, such as the case of Steve Avery. I was involved in that. I was involved in a girl named Jessica's death, who died from having gasoline poured down her throat. I caused a big scene about that. I was taking on police departments back then and getting very active online in activism. I never got banned. I never was taken down offline. I was allowed to operate because leftists thought it was okay. They thought it was an okay thing that I was doing because I was standing up for a social issue. But when it came to matters of the President of the United States, because I chose a political party, that's when it changed for me, and that's when they went after my accounts. And it's been that way ever since. You notice they never go after Uranon Central or Uranon News for any hacking threats, personal threats, violent threats. They never take them down because they work within Twitter. They're guaranteed that pass. Uranon News actually has Jack Dorsey's phone number. Trust me, I've been in every place Twitter can think of. Just like I've been in every place where Yahoo is concerned. I know how all of these corporations on the internet work. They're very, very sneaky. And it was the reason why they quieted MySpace at the time they did. They made him sell out because he was a conservative. Silicon Valley's a very dark place. It's darker than you think. They may promote these leftist loving attitudes, but it's a dark, dark, dark shithole. And if you don't play by their rules, you'll get squashed. That's why Parler is here in Las Vegas, because Parler doesn't need to be near Silicon Valley, because it's a scummy, scummy, scummy place. But it is what it is. But Trump has got the fight of his life coming. They are coming at him with everything that they have, whether it be corporate, social media, news media. I mean, Hollywood. The leftist think tank is taking out everything that they have, and they are going to try. Even some Republicans. See, this is what I'm telling you about how weak the Republican Party is. Trump even has Republicans trying to take him down. This is how some of these Republicans think, too. They think that if they get Trump unelected, which is their prerogative, but they think that if they can get him unelected, they can get somebody in office in 2024. So they don't care. They don't care. They're like, oh, well, we'll just retake it. It's Joe Biden, 2024. We'll get somebody to run. And you know, it's a crazy game in Washington right now. Trump's got more people trying to take him down than he can count. And that's even people from within his own party. You look at what John Bolton's doing. John Bolton waited to release his book till right now. This is all a calculated effort by powerful people in Washington, D.C. to take him down. Very powerful people do not like him, including the Bushes, the Clintons, on and on and on. I mean, when you have that many political enemies, it's got to be a little bit racking to deal with all of these people. I did. I remember when you got that. Yeah, that sucked. Yeah, so one of my followers one time got ransomware on their computer. I had to walk them through it. Yeah, they tried to milk them for money to unlock their computer. So, but anyway, I think I'll end the scope here. But I want people to wake up of what's going on in these places. Be aware. Don't leave Twitter. It would be stupid to right now. Go to Parler and Twitter. Back yourself up and just keep fighting the fight.